Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the fifth and final week of the regular season here at Rivals League. Got our 2v2 to determine game one side select going on right now. Our matchup today is Kachow Esports taking on JRBB as Pandorum finds a nice little bubble onto Kittens, and the action has begun. Walk Warlock going to be taken low, but the W will come through, get some chip damage on a reverse. And at the end of the day, both of Kachow Esports members are about half HP, while Walk was really the only one that took damage. This is a play-in match. Basically, whoever wins this series gets into the playoffs. I am joined by CB the Barbarian, Husky out, because he has something we all don't have, a girlfriend. It's her
Allegedly.
birthday, allegedly. So happy birthday to Husky's girlfriend. CB, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. We made it all the way to week 5. And what we wanted, whenever we kicked this second split off, was for every game to mean something. And we made it here, and every game does. This one, like you said, is essentially a playoff game. There's some unique scenarios and whatnot, but the best thing you can do is win, and that increases your chances. So we'll see if this 2v2 actually gets a little spicy whenever everybody hits 6. We have 1 ignite and no heals. Something to note.
Yeah, 2 exhausts from Kachow. It's kind of interesting, but King's Bubble will hit the mark. Walk Warlock takes to level 5. Reverse has the E available. Walk Warlock will miss. The W will come through. Reverse take it down to about a third HP. Some healing comes out from Kittens. And lots of poke coming out through, but other than that engage right at the start, hasn't really been the all-out fisticuffs one might expect when there's a set. Maybe that's because Nami is also present.
Yeah, it was I had to eventually show some love. This is the last 2v2 of the split as playoffs start next week, and side selection is based off of seeding, so had to give some enchanter love here.
Reverse, gonna follow the W. The Knight comes through, and it's actually Reverse that goes down. Walk Warlock lives. The Triumph proc actually gets some health back. Kittens forced to ult. Walk Warlock has an ultimate of his own and is able to pick up the kill. That's 2 kills. Oh no, they're doing it. That's his.
What? I guess that's the fastest way. That's the fastest way to get back to lane, I guess.
I guess.
They know they're gonna die anyway.
They gave a shutdown to Nami.
Who's in base buying?
Yeah. Interesting. So we see a Ludens come out for Kittens Nami. Gonna try to play a poke with that W, that Q. Pandorum, who picked up the 2 kills, actually doesn't get a full item. There it is. There's the Stride Breaker. So, kills are even. First, the 3, of course, will secure the 2v2 victory.
First to 5, 3 more. Yeah, needs to be even.
Or yeah, sorry. First to 5. Yes, 3 more. Yeah, looking at it though, I mean, lots of engage potentially with the Nami ultimate, as Reverse gonna get sped up. E will land. Walk Warlock gonna be taken down to about half HP. Uses the ultimate to try to get out of dodge. W to absorb Reverse's W. Flashing forward is Reverse, unable to secure that kill on a Walk Warlock though.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that the 2 Namis playing it very differently. Basically, Kittens on the kill Nami, and Pandorum, who plays jungle, notably, compared to Kittens, who actually plays support. Pandorum going the full support build, so.
Ooh, the apprehend comes onto the Kittens. Kittens gonna be rooted up by the bubble. Gonna take a couple tower shots, and Walk Warlock going to get the kill credit there. Very nice play from Pandorum, actually. The auto from Kittens comes through, the bubble comes up, and you're taking tower shots for that trade. Reverse. Gonna find himself a fish. W should come through momentarily. No, doesn't get the chance. The chain CC is enough. And all of a sudden, JRBB 1 kill away from securing a 2v2 win. Pandorum, oh no. The last second Q from Kitten's gonna be able to pick up not 1, but 2 kills. Maybe Walk Warlock kills Kittens there if he's not tanking 2 towers.
Yeah, that's potential. We'll see if, I mean, Kittens is not gonna be able to. No way.
Uh-oh.
That's too
He's gonna
soon.
throw it. That's too
It's too
soon.
soon. It's too soon. What?
No!
What are we doing? What? What are we doing?
Kachow Esports
Just by
throws
default.
away the 2v2. I don't even think Walk Warlock and Pandorum know that they have won. Okay, they're the GGs come out. What an interesting decision. Maybe that was the game plan. They don't care about side select, just get it over. However, it could be detrimental because of that tie-breaking scenario we talked about on Rivals Run Back. The 2v2 win does matter. So we'll have to see if that ultimately plays a part into what goes down tonight.
Yeah, it'd be crazy if playoff hopes came down to a 2v2 record, but I think it's very niche that would happen, so I don't expect that to happen. I feel like we see a ton of times where people dive into the tower and think they're going to get a freebie, and they just don't know the timer.
Yeah, it's a lot longer than you used to, but I mean, some of those that we saw today, that would have been a kill in regular Rift. So I'm not sure what's going on. So as we await the side selection to come out from JRBB, there are some things we have to address. Kachow Esports gonna be rocking a couple of Esubs, which means they lose their first 3 bans. And in Rivals Draft, a pretty big deal because it opens up a lot of what the opposing team wants to do, not only in the first game, but in games to come, as those bans would carry over to games 2 and 3. We'll have to see, though. I mean, Just Cooper, very good jungler, very good emergency substitution pickup indeed. Maybe it doesn't come back to bite them, but it just feels tough losing those first 3.
Yeah, especially in those game 2 and game 3, your whole split on the line. I mean, yeah, we're gonna see how much bans mean something, especially when they carry over. So, what JRBB gonna get? I mean, they're gonna get some of their best champs. I mean, if they're ever gonna sneak into playoffs, pull the upset, this is just about the storyline that they could wish for. So, looks like Kachow is gonna be on blue side here in game 1. I think.
Yes, that is correct, which means JRBB opting for red. If you've been watching the pro scene, blue side reigns supreme, but it's been pretty 50-50, I feel like, in Rivals League. A lot of teams value that counter pick to come out of top or whatever role or whatever lane they want to play for. So we'll have to see if that's what JRBB needs, as they are chasing not only their first match win, but just their first game win. I feel like even if they lose the series tonight, picking up a game win would feel nice on their way out of Rivals League. Of course, they can still make playoffs with a victory here, 2-0 or 2-1, doesn't matter. They would have the head-to-head, so we'll have to see as we wait for the draft to come through. I mean, looking at these two teams, both of these teams have had some ups and some downs in terms of roster, specifically roster turnover. It seems like week to week, each one of these sides are rocking a new combination of 5. CB, do you have any big expectations for either of these teams, or is it going to be one of them might just luck into a win here?
Man, I mean, JRBB's coming back with their starting roster, right? So they've had a lot of different roster uses this split, and so they're rocking their. Oh, did I just jinx it? 80 carry having some connection issues, might be bringing in their sub 80 carry. Okay. Sorry, trying to read and talk. So potential sub 80 carry. I just spoke it into existence for JRBB. So, if that's the case, I mean, I guess so. Yeah. Okay, maybe Okay, just kidding. It's a support. So you're gonna be rocking 280 carries down in the bot lane for JRBB.
some say that AD carries make better supports than supports do. Look at Reckless, Loster Tones. Not unheard of, but we'll have to see. He is at. Alright, everybody, welcome back. A couple of rule clarifications to make, but we should be good to go now. Still, everything's pretty much the same. Esub for KE. Gonna be the loss of the first 3 bands. JRBB elected to go red side. And we should get into draft shortly.
Yeah, I'll take 50% blame. 50% blame, because I didn't technically approve an Esub, but I also didn't deny them because I was AFK. So I'll take 50% blame and 50% blame for Kachow for not fully reading the rules. So either way, here we are. They got an Esub, new Esub in time, and draft is about to start. Finally.
Yep. Just give JRBB some time to scout new jungler OXW Shinobi.
I don't know if I recognize the name or not.
I definitely do not recognize the name. Maybe it's a player formerly new who has since name changed. Either way, it's gonna be an interesting one. Like we were talking about before, this is basically a play-in game for both of these sides. Right now, as it stands, Kachow is ahead of JRBB in the standings. However, they only have 1 game on them, so if JRBB were to take this game, they would even up the match series score and then own the head-to-head. So both of these squads in full control of their playoff destinies, and it comes down to this final week.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of times we see whenever people fall victim to the rules, especially whenever it delays the start of the match and whatnot, if they lose the first game, usually that's all the mental can take. And that game 2 is usually not very close. So we'll see if that ends up being the case here. If JRBB can pull out the game 1 victory, if that momentum carries into game 2. Not saying that's going to happen. Not saying that's the case for Kachow, but I've seen it happen time and time again. So it's going to be a slow first phase of bans because Kachow loses those first 3 bans. Gives them more time to, I guess, meet their Esub and talk about what they can play. JRBB, on the other hand, going to get all 3 first phase bans. We'll see. I mean, Kachow, what do you think they're going to take? Do you think they're going to take jungle, even though it's an Esub, with the first pick? Or you spice it up, just go AD carry first?
I think it really depends on what JRBB tries to target here, as Kagma has already been taken off the board, Lulu as well. So there might be some pressure for Kachow to secure their ADC. That way, as the draft goes on, potentially some takeaways and some further bans don't come through. But I mean, it really just comes down to, in this scenario, making sure Shinobi is as comfortable as possible. Which, he's playing jungle, and for better or for worse, it's a role that could be plug and play for a lot of teams in this elo. If Shinobi steps up, has good comms, and Reverse and Key are able to play their games in solos, Macho and Kittens plays their game in bot, then it shouldn't be the end of the world. But this is a team that hasn't practiced once with Shinobi. To be fair, I don't know if JRBB has practiced either. Given their game record, I think they're just showing up and playing. So we'll have to see. But Mel gonna be locked in for Kachow, and that is a flex pick between multiple members of this roster: mid, ADC, and support.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen Kachow play Mel earlier this split, so I'm going to say it's going to go AP carry. I assume it can be flexed, mid and support, potentially. I don't really love it support, but it might be okay if that ends up being a Pantheon support, as we'll see the Aphelios AD carry come through Pantheon, I guess, also could go 3 roles.
Yeah, Pantheon, we're typically seeing in jungle
4
more
roles.
often than not nowadays, but it could be going top, could be going middle, could go support. I highly doubt a Pantheon support is going to come out blind, though, as Amumu is going to be locked in. Kachow Esports, pretty nice team fight developing. Plenty of engage with that Amumu and plenty of follow-up damage paired with that Mel. So we'll have to see if it's a Mumu support or a jungle. Some flex still available for this Kachow Esports team. Ornn, though, not a very flexible pick. We can probably assume
Kinda.
that's going top.
Yeah, I don't like blind picking the Ornn when you see a Braum still available, but I feel like we've seen Pandoran play Pantheon jungle, so I'm going to assume it's jungle. But they're going to opt to just match the top lane pick with an Alawi counter.
So this is what I was a little curious about. Kachow opts not to pick it up an AD. JRBB could throw a couple more ADC bans that way unless they think it's a mill bottom lane. So Akali is going to be a ban towards mid. I can only assume that they think this is a mill bot and they're trying to shrink Key's pool.
Yeah, if you're Kachow, if granted X plays any Braum, that might be a good ban. For JRBV, maybe an AD mid laner could be a good ban.
Yes. Trying to think back to what Key was playing last split. And Smolder was a pick that he had locked in. I don't think it went very well in finals, if I remember correctly. But there is your AD mid laner locked. A couple of support bans thrown JRBB's way. Let's talk about this Alawi pick before we get R4 locked in. Alawi, a favorite amongst a lot of Rivals League top laners into these tank options. Going to be tasked to bullying Ornn on side. We'll have to see if they're able to do so. Galio locked in for JRBB. The immediate Vayne hover comes through. Maybe an ode to Caps and Fnatic. The Vayne mid into Galio.
Yeah, I guess so. They're going to give what I assume will be support counterpick for JRBB. That is their sub coming in. Do we see the first Yunara of the split? And we do.
Okay, we do. Now, do we see our first Yunara mid of the split? Because I'm not entirely convinced that this Yunara is going bot lane with the Emilio. It could be a fine pairing. However, I've been told by several people who have spammed Yunara that Aphelios is a soft counter to Yunara. Has trouble dealing with a lot of the gun combinations, so perhaps it goes mid. We'll have to see. JRBB holding this last pick, like you said, to counter the bottom lane. I don't know if Braum's really a Emilio counter, but it is good into what Kachow offers in terms of engage, good into the Amumu, good into the Ornn.
Yeah, I think it's good into the Ornn. It's good into even the Amumu, the team fight aspect. That Braum will be good. Emilio definitely going to be big chillin' in lane. Should be at least. So the laning phase. I mean, sometimes you got to pick support just for the team fight. I think that's what we're going to see here. I like the Mel going AP carry maybe more in the Yunara going mid, but I assume it's a 50-50 flex. Of course, they cannot role swap, so Key will be stuck in the mid lane. We'll just see what champion he gets to pilot.
Prediction is live. Chat, let us know who you got between Kachow Esports and JRBB as CB and I take some time to discuss. I really like Kachow Esports team fight overall, the front to back. However, JRBB offers a comp that if they get ahead and can control vision sides, it's borderline impossible to walk into an Alawi, walk into a Galio, walk into a Braum. So if JRBB can play the early game, carve out an advantage, I definitely favor them, but I think ease of execution means a lot in these types of games, and I'm going to give the edge to Kachow.
Okay. I like to see it a Mumu. I definitely like a Mel as well. Maybe it's my Braum bias speaking, but I actually kind of like JRBBs. I mean, you have the Mel like initial combo. Obviously, I have just about 0 games on Yunara, so don't know how much. Gonna lose the word. DPS. Maybe that's what I'm going for. Going for DPS.
Sure.
DPS. Yunara has. So outside of maybe the initial burst of the fight, the lockdown from the Amumu, the Mel combo, JRBB's long-term team fights might feel pretty decent. So I don't know. I'm just a Braum enjoyer, so I'm gonna rock with JRBBs if we're just going off of team comps.
Yeah, they locked in Braum, so they get your vote of approval.
Because it's in the Ornn. I mean, it's like disrespecting by picking a blind Ornn.
True. All right, we're gonna throw it to a quick break. When we are back, we are on to the Rift 4 Game 1 between Kachow Esports and JRBB. We'll see you then. Game 1 is officially here after a brief delay. We got into game eventually, and it looks like it's gonna be Key rocking the Yunara mid. So our first Yunara not gonna be played bot, instead mid. We've seen a couple builds come through for this champion. Yon and Team Liquid played a Bork Yunara. I know Yuntal is favorited by a lot of Yunara players, so we'll have to see ultimately what Key ends up going. But looking across the board, the only thing that really stands out, Macho playing APC did take that teleport, so some combat summoner spells going to be given the advantage to Diablo Fox and Granted EX in this lane. We'll have to see how well Granted can play this Braum into Milio.
Yeah, I think if you use Big Chillin on Braum, we'll see. You kind of got to gauge how aggressive in the positioning of the Milio with that bush control. Throw out a little bit of Q poke, see what's up with it. I'm interested to see the heal on Braum. Myself, not the biggest heal fan, but I'm sure 80 carries like it, maybe. Who knows? More of an exhaust guy myself.
Yeah. I like heal. I mean, I really like cleanse for Diablo Fox into a game that features Mel and Amumu, but regardless, maybe Granted EX can pick up the Mikhails as Walk Warlock getting very aggressive into reverse on this Ornn. Reverse. Taking down about half HP, who does get that grasp proc. So both top laners going to be low. Junglers are pathing towards the bottom side of the map, which has seemed to be the meta strategy for success. Oh, Macho actually puts the Q right back into Granted EX. Kitten's under fire, however, going to be taken low.
Granted
wow,
going
Granted
for
EX
Granted.
Not giving this one up.
Granted going in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pops the pot. Gonna have to limp away from that one. Probably a little too over aggressive, but we like to see it. Gonna play in match. A lot of teams like to play uber conservative, so I like it. I like the Braum in your face.
Yeah, it just limit testing, seeing how the side of Kachow is gonna respond to just running straight at them. So Amumu, I think, is gonna make his way down to bot side first, and we'll have to see. Oh, sorry. Have to see if they get a gank off. As Granted X is below half health, does have that heal though. Gonna hit 3 first. Diablo gonna shoot himself, gonna get slowed, gonna get hit back by the kitten soccer ball.
Is stunned up.
Yeah, and Amumu is here.
Ping's coming through. Diablo Fox and Granted EX. They sussed that one out. Looks like they're gonna just elect for it back. Not the best timing in the world, but a good timing regardless. Better that than dying, right?
Yeah, you don't want to give that first blood when the playoff hopes are on the line. Cave
very aggressive play.
Whew.
Yeah, Keaton with the flash forward picks up that kill. Now on the run, Shinobi gonna find that flash Banditosh, so the trade kill will come through. But first blood to Caden and JRBB.
Yeah, a nice first blood. You are going to fall for it. I mean, if you're the side of Kachow, you're not too upset. You got the bottom scuttle, and then chasing Caden's Galio actually helped you get right up there to the top scuttle. We might see a jungle v jungle fight here over it. Nope, too slow. So Pandorum kind of playing the catch-up game here.
Macho and Kittens have the level advantage. And a pretty good CS lead as well. Let's see if they're going to be able to keep that up. I had a feeling that it wasn't really going to be Braum favor, but you're picking this lane to play for the game, not necessarily your lane.
Yeah, as long as you get out of lane somewhat within range. I mean, you're already down a decent amount of CS for your 80 carry, but I mean, I wouldn't put that on Braum the champion. Maybe just running too far forward a couple times and getting super low. You can do that on any champ.
Caden comes through, takes about a third of Key's HP. Key gonna try to trade aggressively back into the Galio. Walk, Warlock, and Ornn reverse, just going back and forth. However, it is Walk Warlock with about a wave's worth of CS in the lead. Key gonna be taunted up once again. Caden unafraid of trading with this Yunara. Lots of action here early, however, only 2 kills. Granted, VX is gonna be stunned up. Kitten's going to as well. 2v2 looks to be developing in this mid lane. Amumu posturing for the dragon. Walk Warlock gets the tether pole. Kill Diablo, Fox, and Macho trading. Macho gonna be able to find the root onto Diablo. Diablo forces to pop the barrier, has the flash available, but is able to save it. Only takes the barrier.
And I think Shinobi showed there on Vision, maybe not. Galio and Pantheon looked like they were running after the Amumu, but maybe they were just running after the Milio and didn't actually spot the Amumu.
Key gonna be rooted up. Pandorum looking for the kill. 1Q will do it. Key without the flash, gonna go down. Actually got Kitten's flash, trying to save his mid laner. You know, on the bottom side, Shinobi has arrived. Gonna find the Bandage Toss and the 2-man ultimate. Granted, EX going to go down for that one.
Yeah, and so far it's 1 for 1. So a bunch of back and forth here. Pandorum being down a lot of CS, down a level, not having that level 6 to be able to ult into that fight. Don't know if it would have mattered. The side of JRBB was a little bit too low, and a nice ult from OXW Shinobi on the Amumu.
Kills 2 apiece. It is Kachow Esports with a slight CS advantage. Galio is going to come through to save Diablo Fox. I don't know if he was really in danger, but going to get that back off regardless. Inara taking the time to free push that mid, but Pandorum on this Pantheon trying to get aggressive, does have that flash. Inara going to be forced out of the mid lane. Directed camera really likes
I was gonna say.
2 bruisers go at it. The ult from reverse gonna come through, but not before Walk Warlock gets the ultimate of his own. And with the help of his trusty tentacle friends, picks up the kill.
Yeah, doesn't matter if you get down to that 10 HP or not. You get the Alawi ult off. Damage ult over CC ult, apparently, and that's why we saw
this
Walk Warlock.
This is pretty aggressive. Shinobi gonna
yeah.
find the bandage toss on Walk Warlock. Warlock has the flash, but the damage from Shinobi's Q comes through. That was a crazy kill. Now, Red Side did pick up one of the grubs, but 2 kills
Not
donated over 1 onto the Yunara, so I'm not sure if it was quite worth it. 2 grubs going to be picked up as well by Kachow. And just as quickly as that kill on a Walk Warlock, Kachow Esports now about 1,000 gold ahead of GRBB, which, I mean, you get an Esub making plays like Shinobi just did. That's a morale booster almost.
Yeah, who needs 3 bans if your jungler can play a Mumu and just CC everybody?
Kaden doing plenty of damage to Key. Key does fight back, so Kaden going to be taking low kittens now on the run as Pandorum found the Milio. While that action was happening topside, JRBB did find the first dragon of the game. But they are down about 2,000 gold. You look top to bottom, and outside of Walk Warlock's advantage over this Ornn, I mean, look at the CS differential developing between Shinobi and Pandorum. Quite a big difference there, as well as in bottom lane. Most of that gold lead is going to be because of that.
Yeah, I mean, what do you... actually, we might see Pandorum come
Kaden to find the taunt. Flash forward from Pandorum. Boy, felt like they were going to be able to dive that, but not able to do so. All it took was Key's flash, so we'll have to see if they can punish that timer. Kaden does have flash available. Walk Warlock trading non-stop into the Ornn. The Ornn taking the brunt of the damage. Mumu making his way down bottom lane. They are shoving this wave, but it doesn't look like Shinobi wants to pull off the dive. And you know what? Makes the most sense, right? Not a lot of practice with these players. A botch dive is one way to throw your lead away.
Yeah, especially with a champion like Braum with the shield, with the ult, with the heal.
He's getting very aggressive here. Thought Kaden might go down. Ooh. He did opt for that first item, Bork. But Kaden able to stay alive. Double Fox under fire, gonna be rooted up by the mill on the top side of the map. Walk Warlock and Reverse are trading, but Pandorum is here. Walk Warlock pops the ultimate. Shinobi gonna flash forward, gonna find the 2-man ult, but Reverse could be taken out. Shinobi now on the run. You just can't engage to an Alawi that got a successful ultimate off.
Yeah, Reverse, I think you just break the wrist and walk away on that one. It felt like you got somebody low enough, but that's when you like to get back, especially.
Ooh, Shinobi under fire. Walk Warlock looks like he's trying to play for it.
I think he's glad he didn't hit that one.
Yeah, bandit shots goes wide. Might have been a 1-for-1, but that's probably a plus for Walk Warlock, who now is 40 CS up, a couple plates, and wow, blink you miss it. Diablo Fox just taken out by the power of the Mel.
Yeah, the range from Mel proving to be put to good use here. Now 2-0 in the bot lane. It feels like, at least right now, JRBB's win con. I mean, it's going to be this late game Alawi. Looking good already. Has not been able to get onto that tower yet. But I mean, it's still a close game. Just 2 objectives.
I mean, it has 4 plates.
It's not enough.
She's doing damage. Yeah, you definitely want that first tower. JRBB has been able to shrink the gold lead just a little bit. Now only down about 1,000 gold. Macho keeping back into lane. Granted, EX is there to hold. Dragon gonna be spawning in about a minute's time. We'll have to see if JRBB is willing to give that one up. They did collect the first one, and yes, dragon stacking is a great thing to do, but granted, EX, ooh, nice sidestep. Bandit shot's going to hit. However, Diablo Fox provides the Braum a jump and a way to escape. I feel like if you're JRBB, you just sack this drag and you let Walk Warlock do his thing as we see him get another solo kill onto Reverse. Now 0-3 on the Ornn.
And Mumu has the ult up now. Gonna get 2-piece.
A nice Galio ultimate comes through. I thought that was a disaster. It looked like Granted EX just trolled his ADC. But Kaden was ready. They sniffed that play from a while away. And it's actually Shinobi that goes down. And with that death, He will be up slightly before this dragon starts, but maybe this is what JRBB needs to secure the second dragon of the game.
Yeah, the double global ults, granted, I don't think Pantheon needed to ult, but the double global ults proving it's tough to tower dive a team that has even just a Galio.
Playing very aggressive. Key uses the ultimate, gonna be knocked up, gonna be stunned up, gonna be taken down. Key just unaware of where the Galio was. A nice pick by JRBB, who have taken the gold lead. Now Walk Warlock and Pandorm getting aggressive in Shinobi's jungle. This is exactly what you want to do. You get a pick, play around that side, take as much resources from the enemy team as you can. But that does leave an avenue for Macho and Kittens to punish Diablo Fox on the bottom side of the map. This tower probably going down.
Yeah, it just felt like after that third kill onto the Ornn, that Kachow kind of got uncomfortable, kind of a little bit of scrambling. I feel like right around this mid game is usually when we see that. Whenever the top laner, like the team's just like, okay guys, they're gonna keep killing me up here unless I get some help, and so Kachow just has to decide on how they're gonna play this with the Alawi being so strong. Gonna start up this second dragon, but Shinobi and Kachow are here.
Dragon started up. I mean, Shinobi could look for a steal, but I don't know if it's worth it. It does go forward. The smite a little bit too early, so now Shinobi gonna go down. Thankfully for Kachow, no members fall with him, as it was a solo suicide mission. 2 dragons for JRBB though. Pretty nice prize. Macho. Ooh. Gonna be rooted up by a nice flash from Pandora. Multiple members flashing forward. The Braum passive will come through, but it's not quite enough. Kitten's healing too much for this bottom side of JRBB.
Thinking about a dive?
Kaden trying to get aggressive. They're trying to bring the wave through. Reverse and Key have TP available. Shinobi is running straight down to the bottom lane as well. I don't know if they have the window to make this dive happen, as it looks like Pandora going to be caught out. Immediately is taken down. TP's coming through. Shinobi going to find the bandage shots onto Kaden. Kaden with the Sunfire, excuse me, with his item. Going to take up some tower shots. So no choice but to try to trade for the kill. Will fall for his troubles. That's just a little bit of over-aggression. The window isn't there. Death timers aren't that long. But no. Credit to JRBB for trying something.
Yeah, it just felt like they don't have to try. Your top lane island, is big chilling. It just seems like the other 4 members for Jolly Rogers can just play it safer, and they can just ease themselves into a win here, their first win of the split. But gonna get too antsy, too aggressive, and that's gonna happen to you, especially when Shinobi shows up for a 2-for-0 trade. You have to see Alawi.
There's 10 players playing this game right now. I can tell you who's not having fun, and it's Reverse. On the top side, just has to absorb Walk Warlock's pressure. If he's not careful, he might go down here. Now Milio is around the area, but it looks like their attention is on this Rift Herald. Ornn gonna be able to get his back. Has TP. It's gonna feel real bad if he has to TP to this tier 2, because Walk Warlock could very well try to play for this solo guild. Now Mumu is on the top side around this Herald. We see multiple members converging as well. Feels like action's gonna happen, and I'm not entirely sure which side is gonna come out on top the way this game's been going.
Yeah, a 5v5 fight would be interesting. Of course, with 2 globals, I think JRBB don't want to posture for a 5v5. Not to start off anyway, so we'll see. Gonna still a Gromp, gonna get that top lane pressure. No one's gonna clap top side, but
yeah, Walk getting crazy amounts of damage into Reverse right now. However, the collapse has come through. The Ornhorn going to not find his mark. Walk Warlock force the flash. The ultimate will come through, but it's not gonna be enough for. Actually, to make it 5 members is what was needed for the top laner of JRBB to go down. That's the pick that they need to turn their attention on to Herald. And I like the play. I would like it better if Walk Warlock was like saying, hey guys, they're gonna collapse on me. Herald's up here. You know, why not just play for the counter? Because I feel like with the ult that Walk Warlock got there, if he got some help, could have been swung the other way.
Yeah, and I thought that's what was going to happen. I mean, you have to ask what were the other 3 members of JRBB doing the whole time? They weren't getting rift and they weren't playing for the counter. So I don't know. That's some miscommunication or something right there. But definitely could have been if they would have played that correctly. A bait into a 4v5 fight.
Okay, Walk trying to find the damage onto Key. Pantheon ult has crashed down. Key gonna be taken out. Now Caden has arrived as well. So with that Rift Herald, top tower goes down, but 2 quick kills into JRBB, and not the best use of a Rift Herald we've ever seen.
No, just overstaying. You have to know that the global ults are still up, the TP is still up. And yeah, you show that you only have 1 or 2 members if you're Kachow. You have to expect that JRB is going to collapse on you. So, and they've done it a few times this game already. Up 2 kills, up 2 dragons, but still down 1,000 gold.
Oh, Caden disconnected. Pause will come through. I was going to say, quick to pause here. Now, during this pause timer, I do want to point out, dragon spawning in 8 seconds. Diablo Fox yet to purchase a full item. Meanwhile, Macho has 2.5 items completed. I don't know if they are in a position, they being JRBB, are in a position to contest this dragon.
No, and I don't think you need to, right? You already have 2. You have a big split pusher who I assume is going to catch this bot wave here. I feels like it's just one that you have to give, especially your Brahms basing right now. You're not going to have the vision control. And all the members for Kachow are going to be up soon. So it feels like when you're going to give. Now, will they give it? I'm going to say I doubt it.
I mean, well, let's look at the things. Despite Diablo Fox having actually no completed item, there is a lot of positives happening for JRBB right now around this top side. If they can get the positioning onto Dragon and force the enemy team to play into Galio, Braum, and Alawi, I feel like they have enough between those 3 to pick up a win. I do think they'll struggle in the damage department, which, you know, could ultimately be their downfall. I feel like the correct play, the objectively correct play, is just to give this one. You got the first 2. There's no reason to throw the game away for this 3rd dragon. Let your ADC get a couple items, and then look to fight. And just let Walk Warlock keep doing what he's been doing, which is kicking his orange butt on side.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like we've seen it a couple times, this split where the top laner, maybe the mid laner, but usually just the top laner, that's nobody can match him on side, and the teams just don't play around that. We'll see if they opt to do it here. Walk Warlock might try to get up some tentacles, but it doesn't look like it. It might just have a 5v5 fight here for fun.
Okay, so IE comes through for the Affiliate, so we're going to wait for the spectator bug to dissipate here. So you at least have 1 item for the Affiliates. I still don't think the item disadvantage is something you want to play into. And it doesn't look like JRBB is going to be able to get the positioning on to the dragon either. The lack of the positioning, the lack of the items just screams, hey, let's just sit this one out. But it looks like Walk Warlock not willing to do so. The E will go wide. Walk Warlock is already half health. But they're sticking around. Okay.
Yeah, they're committed. I don't know.
This might be where JRBB falls. Nice chip damage into reverse, however. Tentacles will spawn around this objective. Shinobi looking for a flank. Is stuck in the pit.
Low.
Hey, Bandage Tosh comes through, forcing the flash out of Diablo Fox. Reverse gonna pop the Ornhorn. Granted, EX has been caught. in no man's land. Walk Warlock on the side, though. Pops the ultimate reverse under fire. Diablo Fox is here. This is a split fight for both teams. Pandorum going to be taken down. Caden going to find the ultimate onto his top laner. Means reverse. Oh, able to limp away. It's 2 kills for none in favor of Kachow. And that should mean they get the dragon.
Should mean, but we'll see. JRBB
Yeah,
opts to give it there. Not.
I mean, they still have Diablo Fox's ult. Macho being zoned away from this objective. There is no smite. I just feel like JRBB is wasting their time. Diablo Fox, ooh, did quite a bit of damage. Oh, the flash W from Caden finds 4 members, but no follow-up. What a play by Caden. Kittens almost goes down. It just, if they were on the same page, that's probably a couple kills and a potential Otacon for JRBB.
Yeah, a little bit more communication. I think Walk Warlock and Diablo Fox are a couple steps closer to Caden making that play. Yeah, I think they get at least 2 for that.
Unfortunately for them, didn't end up that way. Kittens able to escape with their life. Still deathless for both of the Kachow Esports bottom laners. At the end of the day, though, it's only 2 kills and 1 dragon given to Kachow by JRBB. Looking at the game state, yes, they are 2,000 gold behind. However, you've been in these games before where it doesn't feel like you're that far behind, which is probably what they're feeling, right? Like, it's like, oh, we made a couple good plays. Bottomlane's still scaling up. They just got to realize that this Mel is no joke right now. And they have such a good condition to play around, right? Let Walk Warlock wreak havoc on sides and force Kachow to make some tough decisions. As we see, this is not Walk Warlock on a side. It is a Braum split pushing. Not sure what is happening here. Granted, EX going to pay for his sins.
Yeah, that was one of those silly ones. If he was caught warding the Atacon, maybe you could make an excuse for it, but I think he was in lane hitting minions, so.
Supports need gold too.
Supports need gold
real.
too. I agree. He did not
That's
waste any flashes.
Might be gold too.
Or some ults, so. Yeah, true. True.
Unfortunate for Granted EX. Does give full topside prio to Kachow Esports. Walk Warlock going to be spotted out by a nice blue ward from Key. So Walk not able to take this bottom lane tower, and on the tops, okay. Hold that thought. Walk Warlock has the TP. He's going to see the Otacon as he goes over.
He has TP.
It's going to be a close one. It comes down to a smite fight, but blue team is able to clear it. Shinobi coming up close. However, a massive Galio ultimate crashes down on top of Kachow Esports. Macho under fire. Going to be zoned out of the fight by Caden. Walk Warlock going to find the ultimate. Going to flash away. Can JRBB make something out of nothing? Key under fire. A 3-man top from Caden, but the damage isn't there. Diablo Fox and Walk Warlock can't get into the fight. Diablo Fox did slay Key. The chase is on. Reverse Macho and Kitten's blinking health bars. Will they be able to get away? And it looks like yes. Too much damage from the Mel for JRBB to chase. Walk Warlock going to be rooted up. Man, oh man, you can tell they really want these kills. Reverse going to be taken down, but Macho goes legendary. Diablo Fox going to be slain as well. And JRBB, they played it just about as well as they could have, but the overstay only feeds this already fed Mel even more.
Yeah, and Walk Warlock staying alive for so long, doing so much damage. It seems like if JRBB was all on the same page, because it just seemed like they were teeter-tottering who's going in and who's not. If they were on the same page, it feels like their team fight's going to go so much in their favor.
If they just follow Caden. I mean, Caden has found such good engages, but then their team is flashing away, right? Or not there, not ready to follow up. He found a 4-man engage near Dragon, wasn't followed up on, and then up there at the Otacon, he found 3 as his ADC that had ultimate flashed away from him. It's coming down to a communication issue, right? Like there are avenues for JRBB to win these fights. They're just not on the same page.
Yeah, and a little bit of friendly banter coming out. As we pointed out in draft, surprising that the Mel came through for Macho. And Kittens, of course, healing so much. Do we have any anti-heal?
Nope.
Don't have any
He's
anti-heal yet.
anti-heal, dude.
I mean, yeah. Kittens
I
keeping everybody
just
alive.
this JRBB is playing too fast and loose right now. Walk Warlock needs to get back on the side, give up this dragon. You still have an ADC that only has one item. Granted, EX would be caught out yet again. Oh, okay, the flash forward for Shinobi could be canceled out by Granted EX's passive. Kittens already half HP. However, reverse has arrived. Can JRBB find the fight? Key gonna be caught by the soul tether. Key gonna be taken very low. Shinobi gonna miss with the bandage toss. Gonna connect on that one. 3-man ultimate from Shinobi. Will it be enough to find a kill? Yes, it is. Macho goes legendary. Walk Warlock taken down. A flash from Pandorum. But the ultimate from Mel nets a double kill. Shinobi goes a little bit too far with the help of the tower. JRBB gets on the board, but it's a triple kill for Macho. And a tier 2 for Kachow. And, I mean, JRBB just needs to learn when a fight's just not winnable for him. They're playing it close, and they're playing it rather well. They're just not on even footing.
Yeah, I think you definitely, your ideal team fight's maybe not in the big lane. When you have an allow, you want to try to fight, especially if you're going to fight over the dragon, essentially. Go into the jungle, but, you know, you don't always get to pick and choose where the fight happens. Obvious something to point out is that bot lane for the side of Kachow, the 13-0-0-17 down there. So that's a tough one. No one's really getting back to that backline. It's kind of tough when you have an Ornn and a Mumu standing right in front of you. But a lot of close team fights. JRBB just a bunch of almosts.
It's quickly getting out of hand, though. The lead is about 5,000 just in raw gold. That doesn't take into account all of the petals they're able to pick up with Otacon, as well as the ornaments that are coming through from Reverse, who, I mean, he didn't have fun early, but who needs to have fun when you end up winning the game? This Ornn going to buff up an already fed Mel, and already 3-item Yunara. Not the best Yunara game I've ever seen in my life, but she does have 3 items, and this team is scaling. So, Walk Warlock probably going to be able to pick up this tier 1 on the bot side of the map. Shinobi might have to be careful. Walk Warlock did get the ultimate, but with the help of Key, it should be quick work as the cavalry did arrive. So,
can they cross map this?
A tier 1 for the Alawi. A nice cross back from Diablo Fox and crew. I just don't know if they have the damage to really threaten. Double team comes forward. Shinobi all the way down on the bottom side of the map. A flash forward from Kaden. It's a 2-man taunt. Key on the run. Macho as well. The ultimate for Diablo Fox rings true. All of a sudden, JRBB is looking at a winning fight. Reverse going to be taken down next. Another 2-man taunt from Kaden. This guy cannot miss. Nice W's. Reverse going to be taken down. And while JRBB couldn't get the Baron, excuse me, they did find the fight they were looking for. Their attention goes back on the Baron. They have to be careful, though. Shinobi does have Smite available. Braum trying to intercept. They are aware that Shinobi is here. Walk Warlock, though, after the reset, just got to run straight at the Amumu, make sure that he has no avenue to steal this objective away. And JRBB, they've evened up the gold. They found their first winning team fight, and they've secured themselves a Baron.
Yeah, and it's just the spacing for the 2 carries for Kachow a little bit too close. And as soon as the Mel and Yunara went down, it was just free pickings for JRBB and a free Baron. Important to note that Baron's going to still be on Walk Warlock, so if Walk Warlock can finally not get collapsed on, at least, you know, that one was kind of good on the bot side. You pulled 2-3 people to you, took out 2 TPs, and still got the Baron, so if the macro game can stay on that level for JRBB, they might be able to pull it out.
And it was a decisive turn away from Baron. They finally followed up on a nice Caden flash taunt. They found the 2 squishies for Kachow. And they got themselves the Baron, so Caden does have to be careful. Key has popped the ultimate, but this is a very
AP.
beefy Galio. Key goes down. This tier 1 under fire while Walk slowly bringing those minions topside. Galio putting pressure on the bottom side of the map. Kachow, their resources to deal with the push. Gonna have to be spread thin as Shinobi goes on a solo mission down to the bottom side of the map, but the turret has already been destroyed. Now he's gonna be fighting into a wave. This is the level 17 Galio. Galio doesn't have the flash. Should go down and will. Top side of the map though. Oh my gosh, Pandorum arrives with the ultimate. Oh, forces the ult out of Shinobi, so Shinobi should be able to walk away from that one. But a nice use of the Baron. They've picked up multiple towers here.
Yeah, and I am.
And they've developed a nice little gold lead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I cannot help the ad that's about to play due to the late start and the timeout. I've exhausted all my resources.
If you don't want to see the ads, go ahead and hit the subscribe as we see Walk Warlock get aggressive, pop the ultimate. Key on the run, but Kittens is here, but it doesn't matter. Walk Warlock able to do the damage through the healing. Now Kittens is under fire. Reverse gonna find the CC, but Walk Warlock continuing to stay alive. Will he go down? Eventually he does, but it takes a team and a half to bring him down. Plenty of time for his team to start up the dragon that has just spawned.
Yeah, I'm pulling so many resources. He is so tough to kill, even with. Woo.
Okay, Pandorum, Smite rings true. Shinobi gonna go down once again.
That's worth it.
Pandorum goes on a killing spree. You know, if you're trying to deny a soul point, I get it, right? Like, Walk Warlock, not gonna be able to push on the top side of the map. A solo mission to try to get the steal. He's still gonna miss twice though, so we'll have to keep track as this series goes on how often Shinobi can win the 50-50s. Diablo Fox, Caden, trying to siege this mid lane tower, but they don't have a wave. One is arriving, but it's gonna be real hard to try to dive Emilio and Mel. So it looks like they're just gonna back off and spend their gold. So JRBB, in the span of several minutes, have been able to flip the gold lead. They secure themselves Dragon Soul points. And more importantly, they breathe life into it really seemed like an unwinnable game. They kept forcing fights with item disadvantage. And while that disadvantage still exists between Diablo Fox and Macho, the rest of the team has been able to find some picks. Caden able to find some tremendous engages. And now it's anybody's game.
Yeah, it seemed like, I'm not going to say you jinxed it or anything, but, you know, you said the fights are getting out of hand. In the next fight, JRBB turned it around. So, these are some close ones.
That was, in my defense, it wasn't a 5v5. That was a nice macro play. Walk Warlock means multiple members bot, and then they find the numbers advantage around Baron, which, you know, credit to JRBB. They found a way back into this one. They have about a 2,000 goal lead. We've already past 35 minutes, so now it's going to come down to execution for both of these teams. Soul spawning in 3 minutes, Baron spawning in 1. This might be a bad death if Walk Warlock goes down. No objectives to fight for quite yet. Ornhorn going to come through. Walk. Oh, has a flash. Reverse just missed the ult. Unfortunate. Nobody clipped that. We only clip highlight plays, not lowlights. So, I mean, Walk Warlock with reverse ultimates down. Now, he doesn't have his flash anymore, but will be able to put plenty of pressure on this bottom side of the map. Baron spawning in 30 seconds. It seems like that's going to be the play. Who are you going to fight over? Walk, Warlock, or the Baron? Macho forced to flash away from Pandorum. Granted EX, giving chase, but wisely turns away back to the objective at hand. Shinobi, though, Gonna be spotted out by Diablo Fox. Diablo Fox getting very aggressive, giving a free ultimate. However, the Galio ult gonna be arriving soon. Diablo Fox able to flash away, but can't flash away from the metal ultimate. Diablo Fox goes down, but not before Shinobi goes down with him. Granny X, the next to fall. Pandora with blinking health bar, does have GA. But we just sung JRBB's praises, and they make a play like that.
Hey, you have to know you're not winning a team fight unless Alawi's there.
You're especially not winning a team fight if your AD carrier is gonna kiss the Amumu on the lips. That was the freest ultimate I've ever seen. Now Walk Warlock.
Base race.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to base race, reverse as the ultimate. He's using it to try to clear the wave, which is very smart. Yeah, but the death timers here. Diablo Fox is up in 1. It looks like the ping's on the Baron instead. Reverse has to be careful. Walk Warlock has popped the ultimate. Reverse under fire, but Shinobi is here. Okay, so Walk Warlock with the threat of an end, able to get Shinobi back into the base. However, Baron has been started. Okay, they're confident in taking this one without their jungler. Pandora not going to be up for 6. But a TP from Kaden. Can Kaden continue to make hero plays? TP is going to be matched. Shinobi has arrived. Kaden might be caught in no man's land. Diablo Fox is here. But quickly, both members of JRPB go down. A double kill for Shinobi. A nice TP by Reverse. And it looks like they're going to be able... Oh no, hold that thought! Walk Warlock's trying to end. Pandora has stopped the backs! Shinobi was the only one... Actually, Reverse is there as well, so Pandora goes down. I thought Walk Warlock was going to be able to back-spec here, but instead, Diablo Fox going to go down. Walk Warlock close to going down. Has the ultimate. Can he make magic happen? Shinobi on the run. Shinobi just about taken out. Will he fall? No. You will not. Reverse under fire.
That might just
but it
be
looks
the
like
game.
the call from Kachow is to end the game. Walk Warlock not gonna be able to base race that one. It was kind of back and forth affair for a little bit, but this is gonna be a weird ending to an otherwise very exciting game.
Galio's up,
As
but
Granny X trying to stop the push. Galio is here, but they just won't be able to deal with the damage. The Nexus will fall. And Kachow Esports able to take game 1.
Whew. That was one of the more back and forth games I think we've seen in Split.
Yeah, it could also be argued that as one of the more sloppy games we've seen in the Split.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was just like both teams had opportunities to win and they just like didn't want it. Maybe I don't know. A lot of miscommunication, a lot of interesting macro calls, and then out of nowhere, a team will make a great cross map play. Yeah, a lot of inconsistency there, but exciting game nonetheless.
It was an exciting game. That's what we live for. We live for the excitement.
So
I
Esub.
am going to have to reset my computer because for whatever reason I cannot see any of my applications. So
Perfect.
I will be right back. Apologies, it's been scuffed since the start. But I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Good. Get. That's okay. We'll be big chillin' without him. In our game 1 win for Kachow, Esub proving to be worth the investment of losing 3 bans. So I'm getting invited for game 2. And we'll see if I can get up in there. Maybe. Now I'm all alone. Just a black screen. It's a little bit of a later series we have tonight since we started a solid 40 minutes late for some Esub issues, but Nonetheless, got through one game. Kachow pulling that one out. I don't think any of the other games have quite finished yet, so I don't know playoff hopes and standings, at least on my side yet. But Kachow wins this one. They are in playoffs for sure, and JRBB is out. So we'll see. It looks like we're gonna have the same side. So JRBB gonna opt to go red again in game 2. And you're back.
I'm back. I don't know what happened, but during that game, we were trying to update the tickers for the players. Something crashed in my system. I was glad I was able to make it through the game before I had to reset. So, don't know what's going on. Regardless, a very exciting game 1. I imagine that we could probably give the game 1 MVP nod to Mel Macho.
I mean, some would say Milio, but that's the forgotten.
Yeah, some would say Milio. It's true. But regardless, an excellent performance from the bottom lane duo from Kachow. It was back and forth, but ultimately Kachow prevails.
So we are setting up the draft for game 2. Like I said, they're on the same side. Kachow still going to be missing those first 3 bans because of their Esub jungler. But at least one game in, we see that actually being able to play, with the Esub is worth 3 bans. So we'll see. Obviously, all of those champs are off the board. So
Shinobi had some bright spots for that team as well. A nice fight around the grubs. Able to find some nice catches.
Where did you go?
I couldn't see the lobby, so I'm gonna just use the
code.
The code.
I guess I can.
I'll be there eventually.
Cool. So what is that? 17 champs off the board. Heading into game 2.
Yep, just about right to me. JRBB, they lost that game, but some bright spots in that performance. A nice little macro play, forcing everybody on the bottom side of the map, creating a winning fight around Baron. They got to be kicking themselves. Definitely seemed winnable. From my point of view, but another chance to prove themselves here in game 2. This is a best of 3 series. You probably already said it, but JRBB gonna be on red side once again.
So we'll see. I mean, I think the counter pick, obviously it was the 3rd pick, not the 5th, but the top lane counter pick seemed to work out for JRBB for the most part. So I will assume top lane will get counter pick again.
Draft has begun.
Yep, the 3 bans you'll see on the left side are champs that are already banned out. Just trying to speed up the process.
Can you drop the link? Otherwise, I'm going to be talking in a delay.
Just a slight delay. Yeah, maybe.
True. We're waiting for the first pick from Kachow to come through. Last game it was Mel that was left open.
Bot lane targets.
Mel not going to be available this time around. However, Reverse's Singed is. I think he was tired of getting bullied by Walk Warlock all lane, so he's going to lock in a comfort champion for himself.
Do we see
Varus,
80 carry top here? Or 80 carry then
yeah,
top.
Varus, a very high prioritized meta ADC. Couple of builds that you can go with him. Gonna be locked in. I like the pick. And Jarvan hovered and locked. So the Cataclysm to wrangle in the Singed, kind of nice unless you just kill your whole team in the process. So we'll have to see what happens there. But I like the thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you like taking AD carry jungle, knowing that you see a top lane? I kind of like just taking a top lane, but maybe some contested picks.
Yeah, I mean, there is the possibility where if you like take a team fighting top laner to punish the Singed, they just play around that pick that's already been locked in. But I do agree. I feel like if you know that Singed is top, just pick whatever you feel like is going to win you the game there. Tarek Ziggs locked in for Kachow. This is a very spicy team comp that is developing for themselves. Ziggs, of course, can go mid or bot. Not sure what the Tarek pairing is like, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a Ziggs flex. Obviously, Macho plays a lot of AP carry, so definitely could be the Ziggs AP carry. I'm personally not a big fan of the Tarek blind pick. I think there's way too many champs that I like into Tarek, but who knows? If you're super good at Tarek, maybe it doesn't matter, and we'll see if that's the case with Kittens. And then a Nico comes through, 3-way flex with the Nico, maybe?
Probably two-way, between mid and support. We'll have to see. Maybe it's a favorite by Walk Warlock into Singed. The on-hit Nico making a reappearance, W max. I doubt it. We'll see. Bands coming through. Ari and Tristana hovered by JRBB and eventually locked. Darius banned away from Walk Warlock, and Shogath gonna be the final ban for Kachow. I mean, it makes sense to me that if this Nico is flex, you take top here. You already see the Singed. You keep the flex available for that 5th and final pick. But not a lot of things that make sense actually end up happening here in Rivals.
We'll see. Surely it's top.
Okay, so it's going to be Silas locked in. Not sure how well the Silas fares into the Singed. I feel like the Singed W, whatever it's called, the grounding, could be rather annoying for the Silas to deal with. And this is reverse his most comfortable champion, so have to keep our eyes on that one.
I mean, it could be a flex, right?
Still could be flex, that's true.
Silas.
Could be top, could be
Ooh,
mid.
okay. Tark
Okay.
jungle.
Sona mid.
Sona mid.
Boy, if that is a Silas mid, I'm scared for the Sona. This is interesting stuff coming through. If JRBB is anything like you or I, they are probably confused as well. Is Ari gonna be locked in?
Tark top. You can go Tark jungle.
Or Kachow. I feel like it's got to be Tark, either jungle or support, right? Singe has to be top. That's reverse's bread and butter.
I mean, who's the best jungle champ?
Out of
Singe,
the
Tark.
ones picked, probably Tark. Maybe this is Shinobi's favorite.
Shinobi does
champion.
main support, I believe. So Tark is probably jungle.
Who knows? But it's gonna be Smolder locked in. So my guess is Smolder mid. Wait. Smolder was banned, no? Hold the phone.
Smolder is off the board. It is going to be Aatrox.
Aatrox. Okay. So Aatrox locked in for JRBB.
I'm trying to pull a quick one.
Yeah, see what we didn't notice? Boy. Anybody's guess is as good as mine here as to what is happening with Kachow's.
Good. This is what we like to see with all these, with the Rivals draft.
Yeah.
Maybe too much spice, but it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, when was the last time you played with a Tarek jungle? Potential Tarek jungle.
I don't even know the last time I saw Tarek jungle, so maybe back when Morgana jungle was a big thing. Morgana Zyra, which can still be played, I guess, but
maybe. This just in. Thank you, Twitch chat. I guess Nike Dragon substitute for Patriots dropped a pentakill in their game. That's cool. But on to the stream game at hand. I threw the predictions up. If you're like me, maybe you just want to sit this one out, especially if you're not betting yet, man, because I'm not sure we know where Kachow Esports champions are going. JRBB, though, has a pretty nice draft for themselves. I will say the Aatrox Silas Jarvan pick, that triple melee topside, a little bit scary to play into a Taric Sona just because it's so easy to chain that CC. And they can really only go in if they're trying to make anything happen. Perhaps the Varus poke can soften them up a little bit, but despite Kachow Esports' diverse champions that they have picked, I actually like what they have in to play into what JRBB has.
I'm gonna opt on the side that it's too much cooking. It's getting
Okay.
getting a little too crazy. I mean, I like it.
Nameplate's on though. Who you taking?
Nameplate's on. I mean, after that game, I think either way, on or off, I'm gonna rock with JRBB.
Okay.
I think that last
Going
game
the
was
full 3
definitely
games.
winnable, especially with the top counter pick. I assume he's gonna like the Aatrox into Singed. Definitely a little bit different than the Alawi into the Ornn, but I have to assume he's confident in that matchup. It looks like it is going to be Singed top, which we assumed, and probably the Tark jungle gets locked in here. But no, I'm gonna go JRBB, and this one's gonna go a 3-game series.
All right. Well, you hear CB Barbarian's sake. I just feel like Kachow riding on the high of game 1, gonna find the sweep. It's mid more often than not quick 2-0s here in split 2, but we'll see. This is a play-in game. Crazy things can happen. Crazy picks have been locked in, so who knows? We're going to throw it to a quick break. When we are back, everything should be smooth sailing. No pauses, no disconnects, nothing like that. Hopefully.
Sure.
We'll be back at a game 2. Game 1 victory was secured by Kachow Esports. Can they close out a quick 2-0, or will JRBB find their first game win of the season? That is the question heading into game 2. Once again, Kachow going to be on blue side, JRBB on red. And some interesting things happening here. So Shinobi locking in the Tark jungle with lethal tempo. Key mid lane Zeri, and Macho once again going to be rocking an APC down in bottom lane. On the opposite side, a little bit more stock standard with GRBB's team comp.
I think if game 1 didn't feel so close, then I'd be rocking with Kachow, spicy draft, rocking into game 2 after game 1 win. But because I feel like it was very winnable for JRBB, that's why I think it's still a coin toss here.
I mean, how can you bet against the reverse OTP? That's the real question. He's got the reverse in his name. Walk Warlock, though, trying to find some cheeky Q damage. Reverse got the fancy feet, though. Yeah, I mean, chat, let me know what you think is going to happen here with these lanes. I think Caden, once he gets 3, has plenty of kill pressure into Kizeri on the top side of the map. Reverse might just throw away his body here. Does hit the level 2, though, so. Playing plenty aggressive. Walk Warlock only 1. He got minion blocked.
Oh, I thought he was going to flash for that
flash out of the Aatrox.
He's just baiting.
Pandorum is here, though. And reverse goes down. Pandorum picks up a first blood. You know what? Heads up play by the jungler for JRBB. Sometimes all it takes is one of those unique gank timers.
Yeah, and we'll call it a full bait play by Walk Warlock. That was all calculated. Him almost dying. And, good on Reverse for not wasting his flash.
The chains. Caden. This is a full lethal template Zeri. And Caden, the disrespect. He with the easiest solo kill of his mid laning career.
Yeah, not as tanky this game on the Silas as he was game 1 on the Galio.
Yeah, interesting. I don't think Caden knew that he was going down as Walk Warlock would be minion blocked once again, slowed by the reverse W. Now reverse full Conqueror has the flash available. Walk Warlock. I mean, boy, reverse just flash ease. He's probably dead, no? On the bottom side of the map, Macho and Kittens taking plenty of damage from Granted EX and Diablo Fox. Kittens, not a lot of mana to her name, and forced to flash away.
I don't know. A flash. I think that the clone. Okay. You jinxed it.
I mean, I try to put out good vibes. I just apparently we're just cursed to say but we'll see.
Just lag spike, so it wasn't like a full-on DC. So I expect a shorter pause.
I tell you what, not a big fan of the Tarek so far. Pandorum was able to get 2 camps, make a game camp on top, and still out tempo clear the Tarek and the time that it took for Tarek to get three
Playing
camps.
for late game team fights. It's all gonna be okay. I mean, that's kind of how it was. Game 1, just in the opposite direction. Amumu was so far ahead of the Pantheon. Still super early, so we'll see if the lead grows. But it doesn't look like we're gonna have any bot lane ganks here come through with the J4. So probably just gonna clear go bottom scuttle. Gonna get spotted out on vision here though.
Boy, I think it's crazy the reverse with flash up. Just let Walk Warlock
Twice.
get away with that. Yeah, the first one, he didn't have any more cooldowns, right? He had his Q ticking, but his E wasn't up. And I don't think if he flashes forward, he can kill before the tower gets him. But this last one was like, boy, it's definitely felt like a real kill to me. Regardless, 4 minutes into this one, kills are tied 1 apiece. Gold just about dead even. Now Walk Warlock.
He heard you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he heard me. Key under fire. Still has flash, but Caden is the one forced to flash away from the stun from Shinobi. He heard me. It just came down to execution. Flipping the minion, never the right call. Unfortunate reverse. He's not able to pick that one up.
That's okay. Still up.
Walk.
CS.
Trying to absorb this wave. Yeah, definitely up CS. And the cannon minion secured. Now, if he missed that cannon on cam, that would have been the end of Reverse's career. Key, going to be able to absorb the pressure from Pandorum here. Dragon spawning in 4 seconds, but it's all Macho Kittens with this push. However, Kittens doesn't have flash available. Pandorum looks like he's beelining straight towards bottom lane, but was spotted out by a ward. Reverse gets sucked back into the tower shot and goes down. Nice. On the bottom side of the map, things aren't looking very much better for Macho. Macho forced to flash away. Ignite is ticking. Kittens doesn't have the flash available. Granted with the Q and auto. Not quite enough to finish off the Ziggs. But that will mean, I should say, that if JRBB wanted to play for this dragon, they could. However, Pandorum's got wolves on the brain. Nope.
Just kidding.
He's wising it up.
They're listening.
He's going back to dragon, yeah.
Yeah, it's still going to be on vision, either way. Has full prio. You don't have TP from Caden in the mid lane, so Zeri's going to rotate over first. Is going to have level 6 with the ult.
Vanity X Diablo Fox. Gotta go help him. Diablo Fox
he wants
trying to play for the wave. He wants to make something happen. Going to go in, going to ult, force the flash out of Diablo Fox. Diablo Fox, will he turn around and auto? No, he will not. And Shinobi is now beating up Pandorum in the 1v1 with the help of the dragon. However, oh, I thought Pandorum was
Smite's
trying
not
to
strong
go
enough
back
yet.
and try to get that. But nope. So it was looking okay for JRBB, but then Ballin's forced to flash away from the key roam that I guess wasn't communicated. And because JRBB's bottom lane didn't want to help Pandorum forced to flash away and give up the first dragon.
Yeah, I don't know if that's miscommunication or what. Pandorum's sticking on the dragon, and Diablo and
part of the
Granted
plan.
sticking to the bot lane, so they just needed to choose one and come together. Could see Key coming from a mile away. Obviously, it's a lot easier for us to see it coming. But that was just a clear that Key was going to come, jump over the wall, slide over the wall, slide through the wall, ult, and pick up at least one, and he did.
He didn't pick up a kill.
No?
Did he?
I thought he killed Diablo.
Oh yeah, he had Diablo. I'm tripping. No, it's me. It's me. I'm tripping. Pandorum gonna find the knockup onto Macho. Macho's like, what the heck is this jungler still doing on bot side? Oh my gosh. The Ziggs with the fancy feet, the satchel, but it won't be enough. Pandorum with a nice Q, able to pick up that one. And so that is Feat of Warfare. They are down a little bit of gold, but they do get themselves one of the feats of strength.
Yeah, I mean, Jolly Rogers picked up
Boosts.
defeats last game, and it didn't net a win, so...
Stinch thought about the proxy, it looked like, but he's gonna go back up to the top lane. Gold, pretty close despite the less than stellar start from JRBB. Key gonna be taken low, but Caden gonna be taken out. Ooh. Oh, never mind. Lives with a sliver of health.
Yeah, is going to have a TP
have been started up by Tarek. He probably not gonna be able to help out with that one, but Singed is around that objective. Pandorum has to be careful. Will spot out the scrub take with a nice ward. How aggressive does JRBB want to be here? 2 grubs are already gone.
Aatrox came over.
Though does have the ultimate available. Gonna steal the Singed ultimate for the buff. Tarek will be taken down. Reverse gonna be stuck in the Cataclysm, but the double melees of the top side of JRBB weren't able to help for quite a bit. However, Reverse eventually will go down. So Caden picks up 2 and 1 grub for their trouble. 2 grubs secured by Kachow.
Yeah, and then that's exactly why you lock in the J4 when you see a blind singed. For the grubs, does it count towards your feats if you only have 1, or do you have to have 2 still?
You have to have all 3 to get
I thought you only had 2. Okay.
No.
That checks out.
So neither one of them would be able to pick up the monster Hunter 1 for that. But I do believe if you get 2, you get one of the voidlings to spawn instead of 2. So
yeah.
Kachow's got that going for him. Which, you know, could be a big help because I don't see them sieging very well. This Walk Warlock just whiffs on everything. Unfortunate. It's like the director camera specifically chose to show Walk Warlock missing that and then cutting away. Walk gonna find a nice cube, but gonna be flipped away from Reverse. Reverse had one interest, and that was the wave, as he does have a nice CS advantage. Granted, DX got to find the route. Diablo Fox got to follow with a nice ultimate of his own. Macho gonna be taken down, but not out. Diablo Fox might be taken out by the kittens, and that is a bloodthirsty Sona. Flashing in, gets the kill. Ooh, Pandorum is here. The flash, flag, and drag. Ooh, but the satchel from Mantra means that Ziggs gets a kill in their own pocket. And at the end of the day, it's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Kachow.
Yeah, we do have I've just noticed the massive CS lead in the mid lane. Up 40 CS at 11 minutes for Keys Zeri.
Dude, what is our camera doing? Okay. Caden on the run. Oh, nice buffer with the chains to find the kill on to Macho. Key, though, getting aggressive. Has the ultimate still available. Already found one. Pandorum here has the Cataclysm. And Caden going to be able to go on a rampage to silence, putting in work for JRBB. Curious why Key didn't ult sooner there. But it looks like maybe he ulted right as he died because the cooldown was taken. Top side of the map, reverse. Doing work with the Singe, but he is down a couple hundred gold. Pandorum now being hunted by Kachow. Granted EX forced out from the Dragon. Reverse did pop ultimate on the top side of the map. Dragon has been started by Kachow. Pandorum on the top side of the map, so it looks like it's going to be a free second one. Dragon.
Granted.
Ooh, nope. Smite comes through. Granted EX going to be taken out. Ultimate from Terra could have come down, but it doesn't fall onto Kitten's. Kitten's, though, with a nice 2-man ultimate, but can Caden get the target ult off? No. Pandorum falls. Diablo Fox, the lone surviving member for JRBB on the bottom side of the map. On the top side, Walk Warlock going to be able to pick up the solo kill onto Reverse, which is good because he missed about 2 waves there to his tower. And I don't know. It just seems like if you're going to play for the steal, let Granted go in. But they kind of just chained into Key Kittens and the rest of Kachow.
Yeah, we see Shinobi coming in. No ult for this dive.
Yeah. And I think they realized, oh, this is a little bit scarier than we anticipated. So gotta get the heck on out of there. Oof. W from Key. Doing damage onto Diablo Fox, Caden, and Pandorum. Hovering on the bottom side of the map. During that exchange, mid lane was secured by Macho. So one objective for Kachow to find the feet. Oh no, they already have it. Maybe I lied to you about the grubs.
I mean, that's why I asked. I thought I'd do something, but I thought it was.
Or did they get the feudal warfare?
I don't know. I've been slacking.
I think they got the feudal warfare.
I don't know. I have bad memory.
I don't know.
We'll never know.
Either way, while Reverse is 0-4, Key is 5-1, and Reverse is going to be doing Singe things. He's just going to be a nuisance on sides. He's going to proxy waves. And if you're not used to playing against a Singed, you really got to be decisive with your macro movements, because if you spend too much time dealing with the Singed, Kachow will feast on the opposite side of the map. Kachow is the one that holds about a 2,000 gold lead here heading into 14 minutes. Apologies for the pause once again. I do want to let you know ahead of time that if we are tasked by Twitch to run an ad, unless we have a snooze, which I don't think we will.
Let me see. Can I see? Oh, I can't even tell. We'll find out.
We might have to succumb to Twitch's greedy desires. So if that's the case and you want to watch this unfold in real time, no cuts in the action, if you're able to do so, of course, we'd appreciate a subscription. If not, the VOD will be up on YouTube completely free. So you'll be covered. You'll be able to see everything that happens. We just can't control when teams need to pause and how long that takes.
To an extent, I guess we can control. I think you get, is it 10 or 15? I forget the rules. 10 or 15 minutes total pause time.
I believe it's 15, but don't fact check me because I don't have the rules open.
Oh, there we are.
Ready checks coming through.
You paused to go to the bathroom. It's crazy.
That is crazy. At least he's honest though.
He's probably lying. Someone's probably lagging.
That seems weird. I feel like you should just say someone's lagging.
Nah, then you
But
target them. Like, Sin's connection's bad, and then Aatrox just goes all in.
true. Bring back the old League of Legends strat when you can see everybody's ping.
That's before my time.
I've been playing Rocket League recently, and I feel like I headhunt the people with bad ping because it's easy for them to get demoed. I just make them have an even worse time. But yeah, back in the day, the loading screen for League. Are we stuck on 0? Are you stuck on 0
I am
here?
stuck on 0.
Hopefully it'll fix itself.
This is the
But
first
yeah,
for
you
me.
used to be able to see everybody's ping.
Hmm.
And it was an issue, which is why Riot decided to remove that feature. Because you could tell, oh, if I go top, this guy with 200 ping won't see
You
me
can do
coming.
that. Or you at least used to be able to do that in Call of Duty. But I guess it wasn't as big of something you can capitalize on because you have no idea where people are at.
True. Reverse, able to clear that wave. And get back on the top side of the map. However, Pandorm is here. There are times to proxy and times not to proxy. And when there's a Jarvan that has Cataclysm available, it's probably not time to proxy. He does get the full wave, but Walk Warlock goes on a killing spree.
You think that J4 ult was necessary? Or just, locking it in for sure?
I mean, that's why it was picked, right? He's
True.
just making sure he gets full value.
There's no objective coming up. Except for, what, Rift?
Rift Herald. Yep. 6 seconds. Oh, Key. Gotta go in. Pop the ultimate. Kittens is here. Does have the ultimate available as well. But Walk Warlock just gotta accept defeat. Goes down. Key 6-1 now on the Zeri. Fed Zeri is always scary. Diablo Fox gonna miss with that ultimate. And Kachow, after this tower, might be close to 3k up on their opponents here. And they are. Macho. No problem clearing this wave. Diablo Fox actually takes a tower shot. That shouldn't really be in any real danger. Caden now is very fed, has the Zeri ultimate, but it won't do enough. And Caden's with the 2-man ultimate from the Sona. Allows Key to get the double kill. And some were saying Caden's MVP across these 2 games.
That's what people were whispering. That's what I've been hearing. I mean, now we see the master tech of put Key on a hyper carry champ and pick 2 enchanters, and Key will just never die. You go 20-1.
Who's the second enchanter? You calling Tarek an enchanter?
Oh yeah, you enchant. What do you mean? Enchanter
I
tank.
guess.
Yeah. A
Do
champion
you
that
consider
enchants.
Rakan an enchanter?
Enchanter tank. Yeah, they're like cousins.
Alright. Don't know what that means, but sure. Caden gonna find the chains onto Macho. Macho has the flash available, but able to buy enough space with that satchel. Key on the way down. Flash from Macho, and now Caden gonna be on the run. Gonna find the engage. Gonna force the flash away from the Tarek stun, but it won't be enough. That is a Zeri that to that point was 8-1, had full procs of the ultimate of lethal tempo. You're just never getting out of that one. Pandorm now gonna find the cheeky kill. No. Tarek ult gonna be able to save Key, the flash from Key as well.
Ooh,
Pandorm
Key's
goes
fault.
down. Key goes godlike, and it looks like it's Key against the world. Jump in my backpack. We're going to playoff, boys. Yeah, I mean, as many praises that I could sing about JRBB in game 1, finding angles to come out, it just seems like this one is a little bit too far out of reach already on the top side of the map. Walk Warlock trying to run away from the Sins, pops the ultimate to get the move speed, but
Can't outrun him.
you can't outrun him, and it's so frustrating because Reverse is basically just looking at you while you die. A flash forward, but a nice predict. However, Walk Warlock enough in the tank to get away from that one. I thought Reverse would just keep going, but
Yeah.
I guess he plays it smart and allows his team to pick up the dragon for free. That is sole point. 18 minutes in. Kachow Esports playing to their fullest extent. I mean, objective bounties already on the map for JRBB, for a team that has not won a game to this point in Rivals League. It feels a tad hopeless.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, if Key oversteps in a team fight or gets caught out,
True.
ankles.
That is a big chunk of gold. Granite EX trying to
what?
fake Key out, but the rest of the team was there. So, Rift Herald going to be popped. This is a potential 19-minute inhib, which some might say is a little too soon, but they might just be playing for end. Shinobi has ultimate available, Key as well. Macho does plenty of damage to these towers. Are we going to see a sub 20-minute play-in game? Key could have popped the ultimate. Pandora finds the Cataclysm, but it's not on the correct target. Tarek ultimate comes through. Key trying to end this game. Maybe it's a point of pride now. Sub 20-minute man. Kane can be forced into the enemy team. Key goes legendary 11-1 on this area. Granite EX though, flashing forward, gonna find the Pop Blossom. Key goes down. It's a shutdown for Diablo Fox. Granite EX now trying to run away, but a nice two-man stun from Shinobi. A double kill by Macho. But Diablo Fox with the triple. Woo! Pops the Seraphs from Macho. I get it. They're trying to, like, you know, style a little bit, find the 20-minute win, but that was definitely an overstay. I don't think JRBB is really in a position to punish it, as everybody should be up by the time that JRBB can get onto the Otacon.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, there's always times where it's like, okay, we know this is an overstay, but let's push in to see what the other team does, and sometimes the other team will just, like, hard int, awkwardly fight.
Roll over and die.
Yeah, sometimes, but not the case. Key ended up getting caught. Gave over big shutdown, still worth 250 gold. I mean, you took half the base right there almost, so.
All right.
I think it's okay.
Percentage chance 0 to 100 of JRBB with an epic comeback and forcing a game 3.
17.
All right.
17%.
Weird number, but I'll take it. Less than 20.
Less than 20 felt a little too high. I feel like if they just group and fight, I mean, they're not going to be able to get to Key. So that's a 10% to 12%
over under
just on
this
catching Key
game
out.
ending before Soul is secured. You taking a yes or no? I don't know why I said over under.
Soul? Nah, Soul will get taken.
You think so? You don't think they can end here? Oh,
Can
Diablo
end or
ults
will end? That's the question.
wide. True.
Nah, they push this way, maybe get the tower and then go dragon.
Sleep is on. Caden. Very, very low. Granted, EX able to get the back off before Caden's found him. Tower going to be secure. Key giving chase. Diablo Fox in the run. Already used that ultimate. So has to be careful. Q will come through. Oh, it's looking pretty tough. Looks like they're trying to end.
Can I change my answer? Nah, they'll go for it, surely, right?
Base in shambles for Kachow Esports. Another tier 3 under fire. Or sorry, for JRBB under fire by Kachow. The tower will fall. Inhib will probably fall shortly after, and it feels like if JRBB is about to come back, they need to do so now. Granted, EX could find a Pop Blossom onto 2, but it wasn't onto Key. Key pops the ultimate. Pandora finds a Cataclysm. The Tarek ult does come through. Key slays Pandorum. Caden forced to flash away. Diablo Fox accepts fate, and that will be game 2 for Kachow. And Kitten's hitting them with the easy AF, kicking them while they're down. Hey, you know what? 22-minute win. You'll say those things. GG's to Kachow. They will be going to playoffs alongside the Orcas, and JRBB will be forced to watch from home.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Call it comp diff. Call it key diff. Call it. I don't know. I don't know. There's some stuff. That one just was not close. I don't think at any point.
Yeah, that one. It was. I mean, it was a little silly, goofy at times from Kachow. Mostly just that Herald trying to push for the early end, but that one seemed a lot cleaner and a lot more decisive. Maybe it was just Key calling the shots. As you look at the damage charts, it was Key against the world, 14, 2, and 5. Um, it was
It was a series.
good win.
Kachow, yes, Kachow
Yeah, series.
going to second seed. I believe the Patriots beat Orcas 2-0. Um, and so it should be Kachow with the second seed and Orcas the third seed, who will face off against each other in quarterfinals next week. Kachow with this 2-0 win and getting that 2 seed, they'll have side selection game 1. So I don't think they pick side either of these games, but we're on blue side both games and look pretty good. So
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens because we're going into best of fives for playoffs, folks. Rivals draft gonna get even crazier. I'm gonna throw up a poll for you all. Let us know who you think deserves series MVP. Was it reverse? Was it the sub? OXW Shinobi? Key, Macho, or of course Kittens? I feel like there's a case for any, but I think it comes down to one of the two bottom laners or Key for that pop-off performance in game 2.
true.
Let us know who you got. We're going to throw it to a quick break. When we're back, we'll announce the series MVP winner, of course, and then potentially have a interview for you as well. All right. The good people have spoken, and they have decided that Kittens is your series MVP. Excellent performances across 2 games, rocking the Enchanters, Milio, and Sona. So congratulations to Kittens. And really, who else could it be other than the person that said easy AF after the win?
True style points. Hey, one supports never get the love, right? And then especially Enchanter supports, because you don't see anything in that kills column. So yeah, no, much deserved. I mean, of course, Key and Macho both had some pop-off performances, and Reverse pulled some pressure. Shinobi did his thing on the Esub spot.
Nobody won with Tarek Jungle.
That is true.
So.
First of the split. Sona outdamaged Tarek Jungle. Don't know if that's good or bad, but
you don't pick it for the damage.
What?
Pick it for the fun. Anyways, if Kachow Esports wants an interview, they gotta jump into a call. Otherwise, this stream might be over. Do want to throw a special shout out to Tough Guy Rugs. Real Tough Guy. Apologies, should use his full legal name.
True.
For sponsoring the league. That code is still active. Will be active until the end of the split. So if you want some custom rugs and other items, go check them out at Etsy. Code is LOLRTG. And yeah, I mean, it was a fun one. Kachow fights their way into playoffs. Much love to JRBB and their players, but it was a split that they probably all want to forget.
Yeah, could contribute to a couple things. It seems like they had at least one sub almost every week. If not a sub, then maybe a role swap or something. So maybe some inconsistencies there. Yeah, tough not able to pick up any game wins. Granted, came down to week 5 and still had a chance to make it in. Just didn't fall this split. But nonetheless, appreciate them coming out. And then Kachow jumping up all the way, locking in that second seed. I'll update some stuff and whatnot later so everyone can see the playoff picture. I believe BLM 1-2-0, Patriots 1-2-0, Kachow 1-2-0, but last game of the night is actually into game 3, so we'll see who hops into that spot.
Yeah. Elysium and Juicebox Gang going to that third game, like you said. We'll have to see who ultimately wins that one. I believe Patriots end the season with their lone loss to BLM. Don't know what the BLM series is looking like, if anybody knows.
I did not look very close on paper. The BLM versus...
Sordion's been active in the chat, so I'm assuming they won.
Yeah, BLM won 2-0 over Omega. So, who knows? You could say maybe Omega, they already knew they locked in playoffs, so maybe they're just big chilling. But looked like BLM had a very good showing once again. So, I mean, some people were whispering it's going to be BLM versus Pats in the finals, but
finals?
Who knows? I mean, all you have to do is make playoffs, and then you can really start trying, especially when it's a best of 5 with the draft system. I feel like it's a different ballgame. Those drafts in game 4 and 5 get a little crazy. You have to dig deep into the champ pool. So teams that might not be the best in like a game 1, game 2 scenario, once it gets into that 3 to 5 scenario, you might be a completely different team. So it'll be interesting to see.
Last thing I want to shout out Jack and Rich for the Prime. Definitely appreciate it. As well as I think your brother hit us with a Prime or a sub last week. So
true.
We always appreciate those as well. I don't think the series MVP or series interview is happening, folks. So that will be it for the stream. Thank you for joining in for the last week of the regular season here at Rivals League. Next time you see us, it's going to be Rivals Run Back Special Playoff Edition on Wednesday. And then we're back again on Sunday for the quarterfinals of playoffs. We'll probably announce Wednesday who the stream game will be.
Yeah. Yep. And then also, either Wednesday, probably Thursday, award voting will drop.
True.
So I don't remember how I did it last split. I have to check. Might be a part of the pick'ems. I don't really remember. It might just be its own thing. So award voting, whether you made playoffs or not, you can still win an individual award, and all that fun stuff. So that will go out this upcoming week before playoff starts. So yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday.
All right. Everybody take care. Have a wonderful night, and we will see you soon.